We've been having a great time tonight on the Double D's Awards for 2017, and we're going to go on our next category. What's that? D.respect. The next category
Character
is...
of the Year.
Character of the Year,
This
okay.
is the award of the night, guys. So the nominees are Blogger Chan.
Okay.
Julio.
Spike the Spinner.
And Candy Bar Kid.
Okay. All right. So the winner for Best Character 2017.
Open up the goddamn envelope. Come on,
man. Julio.
Oh my God. Now this is unbelievable. Okay. I didn't have anything prepared, but
wait. Julio.
Yeah.
It's wrong. Get off the stage. Sorry. It's not.
What?
It's not you.
I won. You just
No. You see this? Can you read? I forgot you can't read. I'll read it for you. Candy Bar Kid won.
Candy Bar Kid.
Oh. Hi everybody. This is I didn't expect this to happen. I prepared a real long speech. It's about 10 pages long.
Oh, look at that. It's not really an award show. I'm sorry, folks. Good night. You're listening to the Double D's podcast.
I'm Dom.
I'm d.respect.
He's got a great set of tits.
I get so angry thinking about this kid.
Because that's what most people are bitching about.
To New York, you know what I mean? We like to eat out here, you know?
You gotta stop looking at interacting with people online as a cheap date. My father used to drink.
Get the fuck away from me! Hang on!
I come a lot, by the way.
You're doing the rap stuff.
If you didn't say it, somebody in the comment section would have said it.
It's like how you feel when you're having a paranoid high.
That's a dynamic connection right there. You're listening to Double D's.
I'm Dom.
I'm d.respect. Thank you for listening to another installment of the Double D's podcast. Just like we did last week, and you guys have complied. You've done our bidding. Let's get this video up to 130 likes. Please, 130 likes. No more of this 120 likes shit. We're going to 130. Thank you for listening.
You know what's going to happen? I'm trying to reward your listeners.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to spit some bars a cappella.
No. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. It's okay. we
Nah,
don't
man,
mind.
But I got something written down, though.
Okay, go for it.
Nah, I'm good.
Thank you, Cowboy, for another great contribution to the show.
It sounded like he was about to spit some fire, though, man.
Oh, really?
I think you discouraged him a little bit.
I hope so.
If we get those likes, though, we'll get some acapella bars next time.
That's what I strive for is to make Cowboy uncomfortable. So you
know what I was doing before this show started? I was sniffing these shower sandals that I got from Amazon. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel for content this week. But I'm sniffing this sandal, and I'm thinking about, it smells like a dollar store. It smells like the cheapest kind of rubber possible. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
And it reminds me of my childhood. This thing smells like when I was a kid in New York, running around Brooklyn to those dirty Haitian dollar stores. There's just something about this.
So you mean the sandals with the crisscross, the
yeah, but it's just a rubber sandal. It's just
leathery.
Yeah, I bought this because when I go to the gym, there are showers in my gym that cost way too much money, and sometimes I go to the showers and no gay jokes. All right, dog. Mm-hmm. If you say a gay joke, then you're gonna get blasted.
That was about to.
Yeah, you were, dude.
No.
When I go to the showers, all right, I suck a dude off, I suck the other dude off,
Okay.
but like. I immediately go to the but like I feel gross, like my feet are just touching that like linoleum. It's just like it's a little gross. Like I don't know who the fuck is walking around in there. You know what I'm saying? So I got these sandals, but I don't know how the fact that this disgusting chemical sends me back to my childhood. I don't know if that says something about me or if it's just like do you have any strong link to your childhood from any smells in particular?
Strong linked, maybe my mother's cake batter.
But that's specifically like Okay,
Because
something that's
because my mother's a baker, so I'm pretty familiar with the smell of the batter.
so something not directly related to your family, like your home, like something that used to smell outside, like pine needles. Like you don't even have pine trees in
No.
You guys don't have trees.
Yes, we do. We have trees.
No,
what are you
don't,
talking
man.
about?
It's all like smog and just like buildings and shit, dude. You don't have any grass either, man.
That's all there is out here. Any specific smells? Not one that I can think of. I mean, unless we're talking about a particular food, then yes, there are plenty. There was a fried chicken place around the corner from where I grew up that it was just the greatest fried chicken fucking recipe I've ever tasted in my life. And that store went away about, I would say, early 2000s.
What was it called?
It was called Caparel. There's actually one in Florida, but that's the only location that has it. But that chicken, it's something special. I mean, thank God it moved away, because if it did, I think I'd be 20 pounds heavier than I am now.
Look, I'm a connoisseur. Okay, like there are all different kinds.
A connoisseur of fried chicken, are you?
Dude,
is that what you're about to say?
I can't even lie, man. But tell me about, like, was it crispy batter, soft, fried? Like, what kind of texture are we looking at?
The fried chicken, color? It wasn't extremely crispy. It was sort of chewy. It was chewy, kind of, and it just, I can't describe the flavor. And it used to come with those, sort of soggy kind of French fries. A little soggy and salty.
I don't know about that.
Bendy and oily. So good, so good.
Your fries shouldn't be that oily. Fries got to be crispy. Fries got to snap.
No, fries don't have to be like anything, Fry Nazi. They don't have to be like anything. Certain people like them in No, that's ridiculous. That's like saying burgers have to come in the same fucking. They have to come cooked at the same temperature.
We're talking about peak.
I can already tell that you like a bloody burger, don't you?
Yeah, medium rare,
you're
dog.
Weird. You're weird, of course.
What are you talking about?
Weird. Cook that motherfucker.
You eat your shit well done? Like that's like a piece of rubber.
No, I love it well done. Love it. Just charred. Just burn it. Burn it.
Are you joking? Right
I love it burned. Just burn it. Blood.
No, seriously.
Blood. If I wanted blood, I would eat it raw.
It's not raw. It's
fuck
medium.
Am I? Fucking old dirty bastard. I do not like it raw.
It's medium, dude.
No.
Medium well has like a little bit of pink to it.
No.
You taste
no pink.
You taste a little bit of
no pink wrap, bro. No pink. I want no pink. Now, if you keep testing my patience, Blogger Chan will come out somewhere.
Oh no. She won't. I know for a fact. She will not come out today. But we got to talk a little bit about that award ceremony.
Blogger Chan, I'm not aware of. Did you murder her?
Yeah.
Are you incriminating yourself again on the fucking podcast? How many times are you going to do this?
She actually can't die. I think we went over this. I mean, a lot of these characters have like immortal qualities.
T-1000.
Yeah, dude, she cannot die. This is basically, I think this is a premise that hasn't been explored much in fiction, but it's like you always expect for androids and these cybernetic beings, these creatures that have been created through the efforts and like a lot of money of like these technological organizations, magical creatures, whatever. They're always really smart, really efficient at what they do. They always get their mark. They're always like pretty good at what they do, right? Because they're designed that way. But they're never just like stupid. Just like really like if Blogger Chan was given was made immortal. It's like she's dumb. Like she just walks around like blogging all day. She doesn't use her powers for anything.
But she's immortal.
It's like if the T-1000 was just dumb and he's just like, I just want to go to the movies. I don't really feel like chasing anybody.
This is like the little quack observation where it's like he's a genius amongst ducks, but he's fucking retarded as a human being.
He could be good as a human, though.
But he's Stephen Hawking to fucking mallards.
What is he doing to get into jail? Is he slinging rock or just...
Dude, I'm not going to discuss that. Are you crazy? You think on live air I'm going to discuss what Little Quack does? He must be out of your fucking mind. Look, let me tell you something. We may feel comfortable around Quack after the battle that he had, because maybe he got ethered a little bit by Cowboy, but...
By his Kid Cast.
I don't fuck with that guy. Buy the skit cast, by the way.
Look, man, I'll talk shit about Quack all I want. In fact, I'm gonna fucking encourage you guys to post in the comments. Tell me if you guys have any information about what Quack did to get put into jail.
Hey, at your funeral, just comment at your own, like, just tread fucking lightly.
They're gonna wake up one night at 3 a.m. It's like, hey, nigga, I heard you talking about me. Just with some feathers on your face, tickling you, straggling out.
But you wanted to mention the Oscars. I didn't watch the Oscars. You sent me a text message saying Dom sends me a text message. It's like fucking 10 or 11, and I'm just like sitting in front of my computer, and he's like, "Did you see that? Tell me you saw that." I was like, "What the fuck just happened?" And then I typed up the Oscars, and then I was looking for, Moonlight. It won the award. And he's like, "It's not that. It's not that. You'll see."
Is that true? Your impression of me is just Christian Bale. You realize that?
No. It's like Christian Bale wouldn't sound like that. And if you think that's what Christian Bale sounds like, then you are up for a Batman battle right before we get into this Oscar talk.
I'm not doing it, man. I refuse.
You're not going to do it because you know that I am the Batman impersonator that this show deserves. And I'm speaking with a bit of a lisp. And I'm doing that purposefully. Because you're not going to be able to sound as good as I sound.
Warren Beatty was the true hero for, but what I found out later on is that he said La La Land won, Moonlight actually won, but he was given the wrong envelope. He was given the envelope that said supporting actress on it. Someone sabotaged them.
It was me.
Why would you do that, Batman?
Because he wants to kill me. Hey, I'm surprised you didn't mention Dick Tracy. You didn't throw in any dork references to comic books that you could have possibly made.
Warren Beatty was in Dick Tracy?
He was Dick Tracy.
I didn't know this.
Yes, that's the only movie I've ever known.
Dude, I didn't
Warren Beatty to be.
I didn't know any of his shit.
Yeah, in Dick Tracy, and you know who played the villain in Dick Tracy? Al Pacino. Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy.
Oh, and Mumbles. Or
Mumbles was Dustin Hoffman. Visually, that movie really works. The colors in the film work. That's all I can say about it. I mean, it does have a comic book theme to it. I do believe that the fighting sort of goes down like Adam West style, like, onomatopoeias, and I don't think they actually show them in the movie, but it is kind of like very choreographed, like bam, wham.
I'm gonna put money on this. I think this movie flopped.
Probably did.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, not that bad. Budget was $46 million. Box office is $162 million. But that's huge.
Was Michelle Pfeiffer in it?
I don't know because I just turned my phone. I just turned my phone off.
It's so important. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so Warren Beatty gets the best supporting actor.
Yeah, and then he looks down at it and he's like, "What the fuck?" And he shows it to Faye Dunaway, like, "What the fuck?" And then she says "La La Land," so he actually didn't say it. Mm-hmm. That's another trick of this. Now, La La Land, they went up for about a minute until like the people were running, like the guys at the headphones, producers or whatever, running around backstage like, right. And the Moonlight came out, and they got to have basically half the stage time that they would get to talk about this thing. And now I'm not even though I made a stupid video where I said Steve Harvey was in charge of all this.
That wasn't stupid. It was very truthful. I'm sure there's a lot of facts.
He's really in charge of it. He's part of the Illuminati. Even though I said all of that, there was a part of me that's thinking to myself, I don't think anyone did this on purpose, but you do get robbed when
you're not on that stage. Yeah,
it's basically like there's just something about it. It's like,
what were we due for another great speech?
No, it wasn't.
We will punch people in the face. Thank you for this responsibility.
If you black and you gay,
niggas is gonna hate on you.
That's all I gotta say. Okay, you good.
That's my new character, me as a gay man. No different from my normal self. No. But there is something about that. You lose time, and you lose the gravity of what it means to have won. So now you think about it, like these two things are inexorably tied together. All right, they're conjoined. La La Land and Moonlight are conjoined because I think this is gonna be one of those things where, like, historically, this is like a kind of a historical television moment. Like, you'll never be able to say Moonlight won without saying La La Land got announced, right? So it's like it like latched onto it. Mm-hmm. It's like a symbiont or whatever, and that's the fucked up part of this that I was thinking about. And I don't think this is one of those things where it happened because it's a black movie, but this
were
is the
people
great.
saying that? Is that the thing online?
Of course,
okay.
But like, but I mean, hey, anything that happens, like anything supernatural or fucking that went awry surrounding this announcement this was gonna happen anyway. Mm-hmm. You know, like this is fuel for them, and plus the fact that this has never happened before. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, of all the movies, it's like
Jimmy Kimmel took responsibility for it. I guess he tried to deflect.
That was funny.
He tried. I think that was pretty nice of him to do that. To sort of say, I knew I was going to ruin this somehow. He has nothing to do with it, unless he was the one that gave him the envelope. I mean, unless it was that, but he had nothing to do with it. So I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, people talk shit about me anyway. Just throw it on me. Unless he's trying to take all the attention. I don't know if it's a showbiz thing. Who knows?
Did you see the thing where he brought a bunch of nobodies there? Like they tricked a bunch of normal people. I'll mention this for a moment because it was so cringy and strange. They basically got, like, I don't know, 15 regular Joes, and they were like, oh, we're going to give you a free tour to the Met Museum in Manhattan or whatever, right? And people are like, sure, okay, whatever. What they were actually doing was they bought them to wherever they have the Academy Awards, and it's in LA, isn't it?
The Academy Awards, yeah.
Okay, so they were like, okay, some museum in LA we're going to bring you to for free, have you get a tour. And they bring these people there. They bring these people to the Academy Awards, lead them through a bunch of hallways that lead to the lobby. It leads to the actual stage. So they literally, like, they didn't tell them any of this. They bring them out live as it's happening, right? And the two people up front were this old black couple, older, like probably 50s, in their mid 50s, and the guy is holding his phone in front of his face, and he's like, "God, this crazy right here." And Kimmel's like, "Look, he's showing all these people, the celebrities, like, look, that's Denzel Washington, Ryan Gosling, look at these guys," and he's taking selfies with them. And Kimmel at some point is like, you do realize there's like the best cameras in the world are like filming this right now, and the guy's like, I know, I'm just trying to get a picture. Oh, God. It was just that, and I love that he was the one in the front because he was just like the dumbest of them all, and it was, the segment went on way too long. It was like 5 minutes, and the celebrity's just so uncomfortable. And this is like a hallmark of the good hosts now, like Ricky Gervais or Kimmel, like their thing is basically shitting on them as much as possible. It's become this thing of like, yes, we know this is self-congratulatory and none of this means anything, so let's try and shake it up and make it so that it means even less, or that we question why we even do this. But at the same time, we're still wearing tuxes and we're still rich as fuck and we all want to win.
We're still here.
Be recognized. Yeah. So it's this bizarre mixture. You know, like Ricky Gervais, I think, was the first one to really fuck around with that. By just,
I mean, Billy Crystal wasn't doing this when he hosted these things?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't. I think he was probably just singing and trying to do dance numbers and shit. 'Cause that's all he does. Maybe Billy Crystal was as well, but
I love the title of City Slickers. That sounds like just like the greatest porn ever. I don't know why. City Slickers.
It sounds like you wear latex, you just oil yourself up, and you just run on a slip and slide.
Just slipping into certain slides.
City Slickers. The premise is stupid as shit.
So it's about 3 Jews who get sent down to the country to learn some stuff about the country.
They meet Curly. Old white Curly. And then Curly does
Curly's gold.
Yeah, Curly old fuck. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, It was really uncomfortable, that segment. If you guys want to see some cringy shit, watch that, because it's just, in a moment like that, you can't control normal people, which is, I guess, why they did it in the first place, is to have these weirdos just walking around like taking selfies with celebrities. And excuse me, the black dude up front, it's like he didn't have any shame. He was just like, "Oh man, I'm seeing Denzel right in front, right in front of me." Yeah, fucking uncomfortable.
Like, what is he supposed to do? Like, what's supposed to happen? What's the goal there?
I was just hoping that they would just do something inappropriate, like, where my stone bat? Where my stone at? That bitch fine. A nigga trying to fuck. Let's just say some shit like that on TV. Like, I wish.
So you sure this wasn't like a plant? It's not like when you're at a show and it's
they said it was spontaneous, and I'm gullible, so I believe everything.
Okay.
I don't know. They probably vetted the people to make sure that they weren't like insane or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit.
By the way, I haven't seen Moonlight or La La Land. I haven't seen either film.
Well, you can just go to heck, my friend.
Arrival wasn't fucking nominated for it, were they? Which is bullshit.
Best Picture? No. It's
don't hate on
okay.
Arrival, dog.
It's okay. It's not. In hindsight, look, man. The true test of how good a movie is, now that I think about it, talk about a movie 3 years later. Okay.
And you don't think that'll be spoken of? That movie's going to be in the conversation of best alien movies.
Maybe.
Definitely an original twist to it.
Yeah. You know what, though? If you talk about alien movies, you also talk about a bunch of subgenres within that, which is why I love film, all right? You get alien, so you say alien, right? So where is it? Space, Earth, some other planet.
Alien invasion movie.
Right, alien invasion, possession, but then you got another category, which is
Scientology.
No, like family loss, I would call it. Okay. Contact.
That's the one with Jodie Foster, right?
Right. That is what Arrival is derivative of. It's in that same family of like, this isn't technically about aliens. Yeah. This is about, and also, you know what? Interstellar, Contact, and Interstellar it's about loving something so much that is lost to you. You know, so it's trying to talk about human relationships more so than the aliens. Like, Arrival is about aliens, but it's really about her dead kid. You know, like all that shit. And then that's such a big component of it that I would put it in that realm. So I'll say emotional alien sci-fi. It'll go well within that, in that category. But I don't think it's alien. It's not going to be in the conversation alien.
I'm not talking about this fucking league of people that'll dice it up. I mean, as a casual list. Not breaking things up into we have to compartmentalize these into this box. I'm not talking about the way that a rap reviewer would categorize a song. I mean, just in general. You know, just in general as an alien movie, because that's what it is. I mean, we could dice it up and say alien invasion movie, or you know, start cutting it up.
Yeah. So in that case, no, I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I mean, La La Land, I think, will be remembered. Moonlight is going to be tough. It's going to be really tough because
Moonlight is very hot button. It's hot button.
It is, and that's why. Yeah. And that's why. La La Land, I think, is more timeless. However, we've been fooled already with movies like The Artist, but I didn't feel about The Artist like I did La La Land. Mm-hmm. But those two, I think, exist in the same thing. Whiplash, I think, will last longer than La La Land.
Okay.
If we're talking about Chazelle movies, but that guy though, he's one to watch, for sure.
Miles Teller?
No, Damien Chazelle, the guy who directed both of those movies.
Oh, okay.
All right, yeah, you should have seen La La Land because you love Whiplash. That guy is.
It's when you talk to me about musicals,
I don't like them.
I was going back and forth with this girl on a dating app, and in her profile she mentioned you'd have to be able to sit through a Bollywood film. And she legit asked me this question, like, within, like, the second message, like, do you like Bollywood films? And I told her I don't know. She's like, how many have you seen? I was like, maybe. I saw the ending credits to Slumdog Millionaire.
Right.
How about that?
This
I
is
don't want to
Jai-Ho.
watch that. And she took this sort of approach that was kind of just like, this approach that people take to things. That they have this. It's like this relativism of all things where they just go, don't knock it till you tried it or you've never experienced it. Yes, I get that from a logical standpoint. I understand that. I have not watched an entire film, but I've seen snippet, and the end of that movie is a snippet of what the fuck a Bollywood film is. It's an homage to Bollywood films. I don't want to watch it. Is that okay with you? And she was kind of just, I don't talk to her anymore. We just kind of faded out. But I was like, this doesn't, it doesn't make any sense to me. Musicals to me have always been just, I stay away from them. I've never been into one movie that's a musical.
Did you see Les Mis?
No.
There was one really.
I've always
been
been told that the play is great, but never saw the movie.
There's one scene where Anne Hathaway gets banged out as a prostitute for the first time. Some would say against her will. I say she got paid for it. So I mean, I remember, but she's like tearing up and crying afterwards. Very emotional scene.
Yeah.
My dick might have moved a little bit during that.
At a young age, West Side Story, I'm sure for a lot of people, that's like their first introduction into a musical.
Yeah.
America, America, and all that stuff is.
Oh, they were all fucking white too.
Like,
they were all white. They didn't get any fucking real Puerto Ricans. God damn those
they
fuckers.
tanned them.
I swear to God.
Yeah, well,
This shit. Yeah, you think it's bad now. Oh my God, those guys. West Side Story is corny as shit. It's like, oh yeah, that's what New York is, right? It was Romeo and Juliet. That's all it was.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. You're familiar with Shakespeare, right? Have you read much?
No, honey, no.
Did you read Romeo and Juliet?
I don't have to read any of these things. I know the basic premise. I know the Montagues and the Capulets.
Look, there's a fucking girl, right? And there's a
fucking girl. She's
and
from
you're
a fucking family. His family hates her fucking family, so they get fucking together because they're defiant fucking teenagers and shit. And then they both end up fucking killing each other, like afterwards and shit, because they love each other. Can't live without each other, bro. There it is.
I'm gonna be the asshole guy. Watch. He's like, but you gotta read it. You gotta read it to understand all the intricacies.
The nuance.
You understand? Nah, there's not really any nuance.
They do poison themselves, don't they?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. No, but then like one of them poisons themselves. I think the other one Yeah, Juliet stabs herself, and then Romeo comes to, and he's like, "What the fuck? This bitch nuts." I think he
nigga, this bitch crazy.
Hey, nigga, what the fuck? Hey, wake up, bitch. Hey, you said he was going.
Romeo and Juliet directed
That character
by me.
sounds like he's 4'2".
No, it's basically what I look like in ballet.
Hey, bitch. Hey, I thought you was going to be up when I was up, like, and now you fucking kill yourself.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Hey, go ahead.
You by the way that you sound and your height and based on what you're wearing right now, I would guess that your occupation is a valet.
Nah, what?
Because you look
What?
just by looking at you, you look like a valet.
I look like what?
Like a valet.
What I look like a valet? What I look like a valet?
That's exactly what you look like, sir.
I watched the I was watching my outro video today, and just a part of me, I got the blogger fever. I got the SJW fever, cause turn up my mic. Goddamn, what the fuck is going on here? Fella? Patrick Swayze throws him the keys. Right. This is how you know you've been thinking about valet too much. Patrick Swayze throws him the keys. And then just the smug look, he's like, keep it, it's yours. It's like, okay, so he doesn't have a title, he doesn't have anything, he just gives him the car, but like, and then how do you know that the guy can afford gas? Like, how do you know that this guy...
Well, you can sell it.
Nah, man, but what if the guy says, did you own this? Did you steal it?
No,
What if he gets beaten
I
up by the
understand, like,
cops?
it's a favor, but the manner in which it's being done is kind of rude.
Yeah, like what if it was on E?
Yeah.
Keep it, it's yours. And he's smiling. He's like, I'm such a nice guy. And you know what else? That scene in Roadhouse is basically like once you start thinking about stories, and if you've ever had to write anything
We're really
creatively,
gonna fucking talk about Roadhouse now.
I'm talking about the scene. I'm talking about
Like ballet.
like I'm talking about once you start thinking about stories and why things are the way they are, you'll come to realize that like when you have a film that's an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes long, you don't have much time to explain who characters are. You have such a limited amount of time. So they shoehorn things into movies to basically show you, oh, this guy is nice or he's not nice. And this is just one of those many stupid scenes in a film where it's like, oh, this is the kind of guy who would give his car away.
He would just give a guy.
Right, to a black guy. He really cares. So automatically you're supposed to be like, oh, he is the good man. This is the good one. Mm-hmm. Everything else that happened, I know I'm on his side.
Well, you also got to remember that you're watching a movie that's not, it's pretty surface level. It's pretty shallow. So it's not going to get into those deep layers.
You think Logan's going to be deep?
I don't fucking watch any of those fucking goofy Wolverine movies.
You watch X-Men? Oh, you like Guardians of the Galaxy though?
Yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, that's insane. What is the difference? Like Guardians?
The humor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Civil War. I like some superhero movies. I just don't. I don't like the X-Men. It's very serious. I felt like the only person that could really do serious and me really be into it was Nolan. It was a person that would make it very dramatic, but it wasn't pretentious. It was like, oh, no, this really is a big fucking deal that he gets himself out of this fucking well. Like he needs to get himself out of this shit.
You're not going to get that for a really long time, by the way. Say
no, you got
that shit.
Yeah, you got to take a break from that, I guess.
No, but I'm talking about he separated that from the DC universe. That's insane. He separated it basically and did his own shit, it's basically his project. Like you're not going to get that anymore. The DC's doing their own shit. It's going to be fucking stupid. Like these coming movies, just you watch. Go ahead and watch Wonder Woman. See what trash they try and push onto us. Also, Marvel, they're going too far with this shit. Like, Infinity Wars, this shit's gonna be 2 movies, right?
No.
It's gonna be 1 and 2 with Josh Brolin as stupid ass Thanos. We're gonna have to sit through this stupid shit. I'm gonna be sick of it. And you know what else? It doesn't really matter because I'm gonna watch both of them and give them all my money. So,
yeah, you will.
Who gives a shit?
Well, I've seen Get Out twice.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
You like it more than me then, dog.
Yeah. I was
Damn,
into
dog.
it. I was into it.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Get Out.
No, we
yeah,
haven't
Get
talked
Out
about Get
was it was a good flick. Overall, how did it make you feel?
It's when I first saw it, I saw it in a theater that didn't have. There were no people in the theater like I normally watch movies. So what I missed out on was the crowd component, which sometimes you have to take into account when seeing a film. Some films are appropriate for that. Like you need the crowd euphoria that sort of drives it. Like I saw Hangover in an empty theater like the 3rd time, and it's not the same. It wasn't the same. So, and the reason why I say that because a big part of the movie was. For the guys that haven't seen it, we try to always walk them through this. Obviously, if you've seen the trailer, it's exactly what it is. It's the black guy. He's going to meet his girlfriend's family. She's white. It's the whole paranoia.
Wait. She's white?
Yes, she is.
But he's
black.
Black?
Yes.
Wait. But she's white though.
Yes.
What
mind-boggling, isn't it?
She's pale, of fair skin. You say? Sorry.
Dominus white girls comment section. So, So he's going to meet them, and you know the way this movie presents it to you, it seems like it's got an artistic touch to it. It's very paranoid and it's very heady. So in the movie, one thing that I missed out on the very first time was the friend.
Oh, please don't. Okay.
The friend in the film, and I know what the fuck you're talking about, you asshole.
God,
I'll get to that in a second. I'll get to that in a second. So the friend in his film, I think most people are supposed to view the movie through his lenses. They're supposed to view the movie through this sort of practical danger, get out. And he was very jokey. He had a lot of jokes. Some of them were funny, but most of them were just like, dude, all right, I get it. All right, come on, cut to the next scene.
I disagree with you. I believe that the viewer was made to understand the film through the eyes of Daniel Kaluuya.
I see.
Perhaps some viewers felt that he closely resembled them. Possibly emotionally, but physically as well.
Is that what you
You understand? Yes, I'm saying Daniel Kaluuya is very relatable in how he looked. You understand? Mm-hmm. And to have a character who looks so similar to a viewer, it might bring you closer to the subject matter, perhaps. You understand? Yes.
I don't know. He's a great actor. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
There were a lot of scenes in the movie.
I taught him.
Where there's a lot of scenes where he had to react to comments that you weren't really sure how to take them, and he just had these perfect, like, grimacing looks, and kind of he's unsure. He looks a little
very
pissed
realistic.
off. Yeah, these are scenarios that we've all found ourselves in for different reasons, whether it be racial reasons or cultural reasons, where we find ourselves in being in the minority at a party or somewhere, and people tend to say things or try to relate to you in certain ways, which, it's the beautiful thing about the film is that what you got was a main character who was relatable to anybody, had nothing to do with his color, because he's a pretty logical and just intelligent and observant person. It's not specific to his race. So
right.
We've all been in those sort of situations where it's kind of like you almost feel like with him, like, you don't have to bring up Tiger Woods. There are many dimensions to me, many dimensions that far exceed what I look like. We can talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? So so what I want to ask you is this, because this is something that we've been thinking about. By the end of the film, and we're gonna spoil this film just like we do with every other film. By the end of the film, you see where his paranoia takes him. It actually turns out that the girlfriend's family, is what's a good way to explain this? They're demented assholes. So basically what they've developed some form of technology through science or through medicine. They have figured out a way to take young black men's souls
and women.
And women, their consciousness. They somehow surgically transfer it to an older white person, and that person becomes them. So literally somebody can take Dom's soul or consciousness or whatever the fuck it is, and they take his body and they do a transplant, and Dom is now this 70-year-old white guy who wants to be inside the body of a 20-something. So the question that I ask you is, the movie presents itself as this is all about racism. By the end of the movie, you sort of question that based on what the family members say. So are the family members racist?
My straight answer to you is I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is, that's the brilliance of this film, man. Because no one ever says nigger in this movie. No one ever says you are inferior. I feel like I'm better than you. All white people are fucking better than you. You are garbage. Mm-hmm. On the contrary, all you see in this film are people talking about, honestly, how physically superior this guy is, right? How they want things that you have. They want your eyes. Like Daniel Kaluuya's character, he gets traded off to a blind dude. It's like, we want your creativity. I want your eyes. I want your vision, right? Yeah. So think about that. It's like they're saying, I want to take what's physically yours. I want to take your body. So like they're okay. And this is something, you think about it, it's kind of like, honestly, if you think about it in like a little bit of a Tyrone Bigum's way from like Chappelle's Show, it's like, that's like the last thing a racist wants, right? Is to fucking inhabit a black person's body. So that's one side of it. The other side of it is like, when you see them, it's like they're literally being sold. They don't hang out with any black people on a friend level. Not that doesn't make you racist, but like they don't even see them as people who you can just be friends with, or people you can just consider them as not cattle. Like there's no evidence to show that either. Mm-hmm. So this ambiguity is what makes the movie brilliant. Is that the fact that it's not 100% there. Then again, at the same time, it's like the scenes with his brother talking about
that was one of my favorite scenes of the movie.
It's great, but that's about as racist as it gets. The second one is like, I think where
he tells him, with your genetic makeup,
right? But when
I mean, how's that really racist?
Come on, man. He's just telling him like you could be, you're a horse. It's like, look at you, you're just like, this is what you are.
But
you're physical.
But I think it's okay. So this all started, apparently.
These are the building blocks of slavery. This notion.
Yeah. But this all started because the grandfather, he competed in the Olympics. In Germany, I think it was. Right. This is when Jesse Owens, he won in front of Hitler and all that stuff. So I'm not even sure if that's historically accurate, but that's what they say in the movie. So when he lost to Jesse Owens, there's this line in the movie where Daniel Kaluuya is talking to the father. And the father says, yeah, so that was one of the crowning achievements of my old man's life, is when he lost to Jesse Owens. And then Daniel Kaluuya says, well, that's cool. And the father says, yeah, he almost got over it. He almost got over it. And it's like, what did he almost get over? So I get that it is the building blocks of racism, but it's not. It's like it's like, it's not genocide. It's like, I want to be of your lineage. I would rather be of my lineage because I am weaker than you. You are physically stronger than I am. So I want to get inside, and I want whatever it is because okay. Also, what you find out in the film is that the girlfriend who's fucking hot, and I told Dom, he was very surprised that I thought she was hot.
Yeah, I'm surprised. You usually don't like. She's skinny ass.
Yeah, a little skinny chick, but she was definitely cute. Like the bangs on her. And you find out in the movie that she is just as evil as the rest of her family. In fact, she might be even crazier for that reason, because she's the one that recruits these black guys. She doesn't have any sisters. It's just her, the brother, mother, father. That's all there is.
She's taking mad black dicks, dog. But the thing is, her looking at the laptop at the end, I thought that was like the second most racist scene. Just seeing her, like, I'm like, you motherfucker.
Just shopping for more niggas.
Yeah, that's what I was like, you fucking bitch. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And why is my dick hard?
Yeah.
No, but
she could have recruited white guys, but they're not recruiting white guys.
Yeah, and that's. But again, this ambiguity and the ability for us to have this conversation is what makes this movie brilliant. Look, man, just in lesser hands, Jordan Peele. We got to remind you guys about Jordan Peele. Could have ruined this. Right, but it's incredible that he did this. It's like, it just shows you how smart these guys are. But like, at lesser hands, let me just throw some guy out. Spike Lee. No, Spike Lee's not a terrible guy. Like in the later portion of his career, though, this guy has been not. He's missing his 3-pointers.
Spike Lee would have done that Spike Lee shot right when they arrive and they're asking him, "Do you feel like the African American man is a disadvantage?" That was Blogger Chan's father, by the way.
Yeah.
So So Spike Lee would have had the shot. You know the shot where it's like you're pretty much isolated and you're moving forward. And
Yeah.
You can see,
he would have
right.
He would have made it much less ambiguous. Let's say someone would have called him a nigger like a couple of times. It would have been super, and not just. That's the thing, though. That word in itself doesn't even condemn you to like. That word in itself does not make racist make as well, in my opinion. It's not enough. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's. I think it goes deeper than that. Like a guy like Tyler Perry would have been like had a scene where like I hate all blacks, like they're all be exterminated. That stuff it would have been a little less ambiguous. But again, I love that. I love that it's. Even though it's right in front of you and it's like you know that they're only using black people to try and get inside of their bodies, it's like it makes you question a little bit because like that word gets thrown around so often, especially now with this Trump shit, that sometimes I think it gets desensitized. In my opinion, like sometimes I'm like, dude, I don't even fucking know. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. When the blind man, which by the way, Daniel Kaluuya was, he's a photographer, and apparently, you know,
it's like you could almost be an artist and a visual artist as well. It helps me.
Hey, you notice in the film though that the blind man said that he submitted pictures to Nat Geo. Did you catch that?
Yes, I saw that as well, and
Yeah,
right up your alley. So, you know, when he was complimenting him on his work, that's what makes that reveal even more chilling. Is I don't know if the film was necessarily all right. Let me paint this. I'm sorry. So Daniel Kaluuya, at one point, that's it. He knows the whole whole idea of the whole operation. They take, you know, they do the transplant, whatever. So he's tied down to a couch. And he's been exposed to one of the phases of their process, the psychological phase to it. So he's bolted to the couch, and he is talking on screen with his the person who basically won him in a fucking auction, which was the blind art dealer. And the art dealer explains to him, he reveals to him, this is what we do. And then Daniel Kaluuya is like, why black people? And you know, the art dealer's kind of just like, the art dealer's actually Dilbert from the Office Space, Milton from the Office Space movie.
Oh,
yeah, but my stapler, my stapler, they told me to move that down to the fourth floor in the.
That's just directions guy.
No, it's not. That's a really good.
I'm
hold
saying
on.
your
No,
voice.
wait a minute. You're not gonna tell me that's directions guy. What you're gonna do is fucking retort,
It is
motherfucker.
directions guy.
No, we're gonna start this again because he didn't hear me. But he told me it's my stapler. It's my stapler.
We can't do it all at once.
Yes, I can. I can do the voice, and we can go downstairs to the basement. And he told me that was my stapler. Come on, you're getting ethered, Nikki. Go ahead, you're getting fucking ethered.
I've never listened to that, and
okay.
I'm not getting ethered, and you know,
no, Kendrick did not work in that office, sir. I'm sorry.
Nah, man.
Kendrick did not work.
I won. I beat you.
All right, so check this out. All right, so after he reveals to him everything, and Daniel Kaluuya says, why black people? And I don't know if at that point the movie is confirming to you that question. If it's telling you this is indifference. That's all this is. It's indifference, and it's not about the race. It just so happens that, you know.
But how could it be such a coincidence, like, every time? Like, they couldn't have one white person in there? Like,
well, it's definitely, I guess, what would you call that? That would be prejudiced, right?
yes.
I guess that would be more like, I say they're not racist, but they're prejudiced. It's not genocidal. They're not, their ultimate, well, I guess it is, well, it's genocidal in the sense that, well, there won't be any white people.
It is
well, listen, there won't be any white people eventually if they get their way. Don't you realize that? I don't see how that's.
You're totally right.
There's not gonna be any white people. That is so ironic.
They're gonna turn into blacks. Yes. Oh, that's
we
great.
all want to be blacks. This is, you know what this is? This is, to bring it back to Spike Lee, this is the scene in Do the Right Thing when he's having that conversation with the pizzeria, the guy at the pizzeria, not Lou.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in this scene, Spike Lee is talking to the pizzeria, the pizzeria worker who, this
Hey,
Italian guy.
Hey, well, I remember that scene. That's my favorite scene
Yeah.
in all of cinema.
Why was it your favorite, Eddie?
Yes, it's my favorite scene because it includes, some of my favorite food. I also like the scene from Goodfellas when they make the pasta sauce. You ever seen that?
When Ray Liotta was making the pasta sauce and then the helicopters and all that
Yes,
stuff.
that's a good scene. That's what I'm telling
You should have been at the house making the spaghetti.
Yeah. All right, see you later.
So he's talking to the racist Italian guy, and Spike Lee tells him, I think you want to be black. I think you want to be black. You don't hate black people. And then he ran him through some examples. He's like, what about Magic Johnson? Oh, Magic Johnson's, he's not black. He's something else. It's like, no. You love black people. You don't hate them. You want to be black. That's how much your hate is, so much to the point that you want to be them.
Damn.
Yeah. So that movie is sort of mirroring that frame of thinking, I think. In that way, I think it's kind of metaphorical. Or allegorical, whatever the fuck the difference is. I don't know. We haven't spoken about probably what was your favorite part of the film, which was...
Oh, please don't bring this up.
I was going to say the hypnosis.
Oh, okay.
All right, hold on. Before we talk about the hypnosis, wait a minute, because you... Look, I forgot about it. You're the one that keeps fucking... You're triggered.
Go ahead and tell him.
Okay.
I'm triggered.
So
dude.
I saw this movie, mind you. I saw this movie on an edible.
Jesus,
I'm on an edible right now as we speak, and I was watching it, and what I was noticing the most above the social commentary, which they didn't lay in so thick, which was great, because you were smart enough to get it, and Jordan Peele felt that you were. It's like you're smart. You get this stuff. We're not going to lay it on so heavy. So I'm looking at the clothing that people are wearing and how color is used in this film.
Oh yeah, go ahead and light us.
Yeah,
please.
the way color is used in this film, it's very simple. But the main evil, quote unquote, characters in this film are wearing black in almost every scene. And when the auctioneers, whatever the fuck, come, all those rich people who just come in all at the same time. Which, by the way, that should have been a red flag right there. That's weird. When the fuck would you ever have a scenario that you would get 40 to 50 people just coming all at the same time from different places? That seems more like a business meeting. Yeah. But they're all dressed in black, I guess, for the most part, coming in black cars. It's like Secret Service. Black is used in a very obvious way, and the fact that you didn't see that is making me question your visual art skills.
How dare you?
And what I pointed out to Dom, and Dom says that this is a coincidence, and maybe it might be, but I don't feel like it is, especially because I've seen the movie twice. The part in the movie, there's a part in the movie where with Daniel's character and the female character sort of have their last moment of Daniel not knowing that she's crazy. So in his mind, she's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he loves the shit out of this woman. And you feel like you're really watching a love story. And they share all these words between them, and then they hug, and you get the sunlight, and she's wearing a striped red and white shirt, and he's wearing a blue jean shirt. And I believe there is I'm telling you, there is a shot. There's a shot when they're hugging where the shot sort of starts at her forearm and it rises up to their faces. I feel like you can obviously see what they're wearing, but I think this is, that's definitely a statement within that shot. This is the country. This country's a melting pot. It's biracial. The diversity. This is the progressive sort of. I really feel like that's what was being, it.
And then they proceed to, destroy that.
Well, I mean,
the whole movie, yeah.
So you don't believe in that because eventually it turned out to be invalid. It just can't live on that frame.
I just think it's back when I was taking film.
He's gonna pull rank on me now. Here's what he's gonna do.
Let me flex a little.
Back when I was 14 and I talked about things like this.
Back when I was doing film studies in college at the University of Maryland, in my American Studies class, okay. I would look for stuff like this, and yes, I was looking for it much more. Now, much less. You're probably right.
You just don't care.
I don't see the significance. It's like if they're all wearing black, then it's like, well, they're evil no matter what color they're wearing. I don't think it's. But you're probably right. I don't know. But also with the flag thing, it's like it's not foreshadowing anything. Like if it's a commentary on this country, then it's like, but they're split apart immediately. So is it saying that you're enamored with this country, but it splits you apart? Now, if that's your thesis, that's interesting.
Well, I mean, Jordan Peele said that the point of the movie is we sort of thought we were in a post-racial America because of Obama, and what he wants to point out is that no, this is still a real thing. It still exists. So maybe it could be commentary of that person, of thinking, okay, this is America now. This is, we're in a post-racial world. Maybe it could be that. Maybe it could be feeding on people's naivete. So maybe it's that. But I really do feel like it's a stamp in the movie. I think it's a real moment.
You remember when excuse me. Do you remember when I just burped?
Hey, look! If there's anybody that's seen the film, you know,
dude, like go. I'll give.
By
you
the
this
way,
one.
I just want to tell you that that somebody and I'm gonna fuck, my phone's off because I'm trying to be professional this week on an edible, turning my phone off. But somebody sent me a Snapchat message and they confirmed, just one person. This is all I need is one guy. And weeks after, nonetheless. So this has been sitting around and ruminating in his head.
What?
And he sends me a message and he goes, "I just listened to Michael Che, and I gotta say, I'm on your side."
Fuck you.
No, thank you, Dave Chappelle carbon copy. No, thank you, Hannibal Buress carbon copy. No, we don't want you. Anyway,
one guy doesn't like Michael Che. You fucking
one guy
text
felt
me
compelled.
That
That one guy messaged me weeks after.
Oh my god.
Okay, so all right, so you don't believe that that's a thing? Okay, that's fine. So the hypnosis.
Loved it, man. It's like some shit that I would have made.
God, can you stop injecting yourself into this fucking movie and tell us what you
perhaps, think? It's like perhaps if fellas.
God.
No. I loved it. What is there to say about that one? That might have been one of the more expensive stunts that they filmed because it was done on green screen. Kaluuya had to be suspended for a few hours while they were doing it.
Suspended? What? He was in school while he was shooting this?
Oh my god.
Okay. I was just checking. Go ahead.
He
was in school. I thought he was shooting a movie.
He was suspended. I hate you, dog.
Oh, you didn't get it right when I said it?
I did. That's what made me stop. It's terrible.
It's stupid. Stupid is contagious, and I'm afraid I've been spreading it since the day I was born.
He's suspended from a harness, and I love it visually. Mm-hmm. It's great. Visually is the most interesting part of the film. Some other people might say that the color of a jacket might be the most interesting thing visually.
No, it's not. It's not the most. It's not the most interesting. But my mind.
D.respect texted me at 3 a.m. and said he sent me 10 pictures of jackets and from different angles and said that it was incredible.
Look. I'm not saying it was the most important thing about the film. What I'm telling you is I'm patting you on the top of your head, and I'm telling you that I wasn't even the plot to me. I was already swimming in it. I was simply looking at other things.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. I was looking at shots. That's what I was looking at. I was paying attention to that, and the dialogue was pretty. You could digest it pretty easily. The second time that I saw the film, I saw it in a theater with a lot of people. Now, what I want to say is I was sitting in front of 3 black men who basically felt that this movie was a free pass to talk. And you know what? And what I'm going to say is that they didn't ruin the movie. Like, say if it was the first time that I saw it, they wouldn't have ruined the movie only at certain points where they didn't shut the fuck up. Like, dude, they were talking a lot during the conversation between the blind art dealer and Bing as he was telling him how everything works. Like, they were talking during that. And so
that is so retarded. Dude.
You know what?
Like the one moment.
That's the one most important moment where it's like the main character. you're gonna see how he's gonna deal with the most terrible news in the film. You're going to fucking, and they were talking. So what I thought was, when I was listening to them talk, and I was just like, man, is this the one film ever in history where the context of the film sort of fits the narrative of why they would feel like it's okay for them to talk? Because this is a black film about...
I don't think it goes that deep.
It doesn't go that deep. Well, what other movie could possibly be... Not to say that they would get a pass and be like, hey, it's okay. But it's like, but this movie's showing you exactly why that happens. Because of the weird reason that you feel that you have to come up to me and say, I know Tiger Woods. It's the same reason why people would feel bad or racist by telling them to shut the fuck up, because they should shut the fuck up. It's not a racial thing. It's not because you're black. No, it's because the three of you need to shut the fuck up and be a human being, because everyone else here paid money to see this film. So so that's what I'm saying. So it's just that sort of pussyfooting that we've all experienced. Look, in here in the city, I can't tell you how many times where people, and you know me. I'm like a non-threatening looking guy. The most imposing thing probably about me is my height, of any, and I'm not even that tall. But just the fact that I'm slightly tall is it's the only thing. So people, when you walk into people, you can see the different reactions that you get out of people that seem to be scared of you, or people that they're really genuinely sorry that they have inconvenienced you for 2 or 3 seconds. But in the city, there's just so much of people preparate themselves when you're about to sit next to them. And it's this weird energy that you get from, when I say people, I say white people. But this movie plays on that. It plays on the fact that you feel that you're not just about to sit next to a guy. And a part of that can be, I feel that I'm going to sit next to somebody who already feels threatened by me. This is all our perceptions clashing with one another. This is my paranoia and your paranoia just clashing. So for the same reason that you won't tell those 3 guys to shut the fuck up in the film because they feel like, we can talk, this is our film or whatever. No. This is not your film. You don't own this film.
But that's the thing is, I heard someone talking about this recently. Like, they had this theory that, like, it sort of made sense. They were basically like, the call and response nature of... And honestly, I'm gonna go real deep historical. The call and response nature of like Negro spirituals to like black churches, and like specifically in the South, like but even the North, but all that stuff that I think has trickled down into like in contemporary black culture, it being a thing of like, you just talk, like yelling during movies. It's like, because when you're experiencing something emotional, like you vocalize it. It's like you don't just keep it in, because it's like you experience these moments and you're not supposed. You just kind of, you let it out. It comes out of you verbally.
Okay.
I think honestly, all that shit, movie talking, is really derivative. It's like trickle down of all that shit, man. It's like, what else? Like, because. Like, what else would override? Like, sometimes I do want to ask people, it's like, seriously, like, you don't think other people can hear you? Like, do you not care? I think that's part of it. They don't care. Some of them maybe have never thought about what other people are thinking. But I think the other thing is, like, when you get outbursts, it's like, oh, they don't know how to fucking, like, how racist do I sound right now? Like, whoever's making outbursts during movies, they're not willing to control themselves. They don't know how to do it, or they're not concerned about it. Mm-hmm. It's one of those 3 things.
So the next time, this would be great if someone shushed a black guy at a movie, and he's like, "Nigga, do you know my history? This is the spirit of slaves inside me. That is what is happening right now, nigga. That is what is going down inside me. This is slavery." What? Is that what it is? Hey, I can't even comment on that, because you've just gone, and I'm definitely not going to try to go there on this edible, because then we're headed nowhere.
I think it's also the thing. Okay, it's not just that. I think it's also another thing of like, okay, here's an example: Showtime at the Apollo.
Yeah,
look at the history of this black institution of entertainment. Yes. Not quite. But the fact that, like, if you're there and you're not a kid, or if you're a kid and you're talking about Jesus, you won't get booed off stage.
Absolutely
But
not.
otherwise, it's this thing of, like, you don't go to a black room if you're a comedian and you just expect to get patted on the back and have people just, like, treat you like a place, like, in D.C., like, upper middle class white room would be. It's very different. Mm-hmm. It's like, I think entertainment means something else. It's like if you're up in front of me, you know, like as a black person, and it's like you're trying to, when I say me, I'm speaking in general. Those three guys in front of you, it's like the thing in front of you. It doesn't require that you not talk at all. Like it's like me talking is like I talk whenever the fuck I want, because me being entertained doesn't mean that I give you the floor. Me being entertained means that I can shoo you away whenever I feel like it.
Yeah. I the person that I was with, like, she said something at one point, like it kicked inside of her, and I was kind of just like, I was like, you gonna be that guy? That's what I told her. I was like,
What did she say?
Ah, man, I can't remember. She responded to something that one of the characters said. Like
Nigga, you ain't gonna do that.
Right. She said like something like no, hell no. And
I always want to say, like, they can't hear you.
They can't. Yeah, it's, you know, and I told her, I said, are you gonna be that guy? You're gonna be that guy right now.
You know what the new one? Like, I'll take talking over the light, texting, or people being on their phone. Mm-hmm. That is what drives me out of my goddamn skull right now.
Man, I knew a guy years ago, that he was from Jersey City, and he was one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life, because the thing that he could do the best was roast people. When I mean roast, I mean just bake you. And you just, because he had this odd talent of no matter what you throw at him, it's just, no matter how funny it is. And sometimes when he laughs at it, it'll be funny. Like, you know, sort of in the way where Chappelle, you know, sort of, I'll join in on the laugh. He could execute that very well, but he wasn't trying. It was actually something, if you said something stupid to him, he'd fucking start laughing. Then he'd be like, fuck out of here with your, you know, that sort of like the Dirty Dozen type. Out of here with your corny looking boots. But I went to the movies with him one time. And dude, he got on the phone and he, dude, I kid you not, swear to God, just like volume was just, it's comparable to what I'm about to do. Yeah, hello? Yeah, what? No, that's fine. Yeah, no. And, dude, he kept talking, and I was like, what the fuck? Are you fucking serious? And then he gets off the phone. I never hung out with him in that capacity ever. And this is a group of people, but
yeah, that would do it for me.
Yeah, I was just like, man, no, we're not doing that together again. And in knowing him personally, there is no volume for him. It's just, he just goes one volume. And I'm more than sure that if somebody would have ever told him to shut up, he'd go at you immediately. He would go at you immediately as if it's your fault that he's fucking making noise in the theater. So so it's really interesting. That's the only time in my life where I knew somebody that was just that unfiltered and would just go wherever he was. And like I said, by knowing him, if you told him anything, he wouldn't fight you. He wasn't violent. He would just, you know, he was mouth off. That's what he would normally do.
Folks, please don't talk in movie theaters or be on your phone.
True.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and don't talk during this podcast. Do you think anybody talks to us while listening to the podcast?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Does that ever happen?
Dom was so right when he said that. I know.
Somebody right now is like, oh my God, Dom, keep going. Uh-huh.
Keep it going. Hey, keep it going. Hey, keep it going.
Get him.
Your face look like you stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it going.
Keep it going.
And you know what else? You stupid.
Okay.
Keep it going.
That's been confirmed. Long ago.
Your mama must be a horse.
Why's that?
Keep it going. 'Cause I rode that bitch, of course.
That's actually pretty clever, cowboy. I'll give you that one.
Yo, thank you. Keep it going. Keep it going.
No, I think you should end on a high note. You should end because you're not going to live up to that next bar. Unless you want to double down. Go ahead. Go for it.
All right. I'm going to spit off the dome right now.
Okay. No, just one line. That's all.
Just one line?
Just one line.
Like, what should I say, though?
Oh, so now I'm going to ghostwrite for you? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I just choked.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go away, cowboy. I wanted to mention very quickly, very briefly.
Oh, right.
I just want to mention real quickly that after Donald Trump's speech, I believe that this wasn't a State of the Union address because he hasn't been in there long enough for it to be an official State of the Union address. But nonetheless, you're fucking talking to Congress. It's whatever every president does. So if any of you have seen any of State of the Union addresses, you'll notice that it's very much big on affirmation. I guess it's big on everybody standing up. If they agree with a certain point, they get up and they clap and they show their allegiance to the president in that particular subject. So obviously Trump does his speech and it's the same shit. I mean, there were certain moments where it was just ridiculous. Like Trump wasn't even finishing sentences, and just when he mentioned certain buzzwords. The only thing that I could assume the reason why it happened so much in certain pockets is because Republicans haven't really been siding with him on anything. Most of the room is against him. So you want to make it very clear and apparent to him and to his vice president, who can see who's standing up and who's like, okay, we'll take a note of that. But so these things are done and everybody gets up every 2 fucking seconds to clap. And Charlemagne makes the crowd the donkeys of the day because he's saying that Donald Trump has too many yes men. Now, when I was listening to this donkey of the day, I was like, okay, Charlemagne's an intelligent individual. He researches these things. I'm pretty sure he does. I'm sure he's going to mention, to sort of contrast, Obama's last one in 2016, saying, when you watch these state of addresses, they get up and they do it. But the Donald Trump speech just yesterday was an exaggeration. They just kept getting up. He never mentioned it, which leads me to believe that he has no clue that this is just simply what happens in these speeches. And he makes the donkey of the day. Like, it's like, listen, Donald Trump doesn't need to be congratulated. He hasn't done anything yet. It was the argument was that stupid. It's like, no, I'm not listening to this. This is not real. You were misinforming the public. I can only assume that he's leaving it out because it was a slow day. And people don't really do their because people didn't really watch Obama. Most of us didn't because
You're right.
We're all most of us are smart. We're progressive. We're liberal-hearted people. Live and let live. That's fine. We run on emotions, more identity politics more than anything else. So we look at the guy who pretty much looks like a great representative. Well-spoken, very educated, well-mannered, very tactful, and we turn away. So we didn't watch things like this. And I think maybe what Charlemagne did was he was probably being disingenuous. I'll give him enough credit to say that because I don't believe he's that stupid. If he didn't, then he's dumb. At least on that particular topic, that was just fucking retarded.
I don't know. I've never, but he could have been saying it on purpose, and he said dumb shit on purpose before.
Dude, you just can't. You can't watch a horror film and complain about jump scares. This is just what happens in the horror genre. That's what happens. Oh, somebody pulled out a knife? What? Are you kidding me? Somebody pulled out a knife during a fucking movie? You're watching a horror film, sir. You're watching a State of the Union. It's not the inauguration speech. It's a different speech. It's a different
Maybe
animal.
he does know. Maybe he does know that there's a lot of clapping, and he's still like, don't clap as much.
No. It was, you shouldn't get up and clap. That's what it was. It wasn't, you shouldn't do it as much. There was no point of contrast. There was nothing that it was being compared to, which he didn't involve any other ones in history. He doesn't. It's like he doesn't know that this is just what happened.